Hey guys, it's Pam here, back for another Flosstube update. This is going to be for my July month stitching. It's been a crazy month. It really has been, and I didn't even know where to start when I decided I was going to do this video. So I just grabbed everything and I have it here in piles, and we're just going to work our way through it. July has been a really busy month, as it is with most people this time of year. It's summertime, the kids are out of school, the daughter's at a university, vacation time, scout camp, 2 scout camps as a matter of fact. Lots going on. So I had taken a week off at the end of June, beginning of July, and my husband and my son went away to a scout camp. They actually participated in the Canada 150 birthday celebrations in Ottawa, and I had mentioned it before in my other videos. So they went there, they were gone for 10 days, they had a fabulous time. I stayed home with my daughter and we hung out and had a great time, and I got lots of stitching done, but I didn't feel like working on my rotation, so I kind of threw that out the window, and then I decided that it was going to get thrown out the window altogether for the entire month of July. So I've done nothing but stitch on things that I want to stitch on, or things that are calling to me at the time. Now we're into, today is the 2nd of August, and I feel that that pattern is going to continue for August month. Hubby and son are gone away for another scout camp now for a week. The group that hosted them while they were in Ottawa is now here because it was an exchange program. So that Ottawa group is now here and we're hosting them. So they're gone away for a camp for a week here locally within the province, and they're doing all kinds of hiking and boating and Newfoundland sort of activities. Campfires every night, and yeah. Anywho, daughter is working and I'm taking advantage of being alone in the house for a few minutes to do this video. So we've got lots to cover. Let's get at it, I guess. So, where to start? Where to start? The end of June, I was working on my Old World map. And I said I would put in like my regular rotation on that. And I kind of hit a bit of a brick wall with it, only because the amount of confetti. So I did work on it, but I didn't complete the page. And I was sort of hoping to complete a page, but then I just didn't think I was going to get it done in that week, and then I just wasn't feeling stitching on it. So rather than force myself to stitch on it, I put it to bed. So I'm not sure exactly where it was the last time, but this is where it is now. And here we go. Here it is now. Down to here. Actually, there's a little more down there on the bottom. But this was the page I was working on. It is very heavy confetti. I did get a good bit done on this page. I can sort of make out the figures here. The lettering is starting to show up, the banner for the top of the map. This burgundy brown sort of thing, this is actually a buffalo or a bison or something of that nature. I just didn't have it in me to finish that page. So that's where my Old World map is. Still love this piece. I just had a week where I was sort of not really feeling working on it when it was its turn in my rotation. So I did what I could with it and got that much stitching done on that page, and then I called it a day. So I don't remember, and I don't think I logged it in my stitching journal, because my stitching journal also went out the window a little bit. Hang on. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so I didn't record any, I didn't track any stitching in my journal from the 27th of, from the 28th of July through to the 9th of sorry, the 28th of June through to the 9th of July, I didn't record anything that I stitched on. So I'm not sure if I stitched on Record Girls after that or not. Something tells me I didn't, but I will show you Record Girls anyway, in case I did stitch on it. So that's Old World Map. Record Girls is in here. So this is where Record Girls is now. I think I'm coming up on a page finish for this one. Yeah, I am. So here we are. This is where it is currently. So I'm currently working on this row, this page here, this section. I don't have a whole lot to do to finish this page, as you can see. So when I pick this up, I should be able to finish a page here. And then I'll be done with it again, and then I'll move back to another piece. So yeah, so the stitching on that's going pretty good. I'm really pleased with that piece. And that's better than halfway, so I should be able to get this finished. I'm still thinking by the end of this year, but I've sort of picked up another project that, I know, I'm like a crazy woman, right? Like, anyway, I get myself into this stuff, and then I get all hyped up about it, and I have to do it. I just have to do it. So, yeah. So that was my Record Girls piece. So then, other than that, I worked on a couple other things. I picked up my Big Red Ship of Life, and I don't know where that was the last time you saw it, but I will show you where the stitching is on that one now. It's actually still on my lap stand, so I'm just going to move the chart there. So this is where my Big Red Ship is now. And I think I may have stitched these two. We're going to call these guys the pole dancers. These guys here next to the, I don't know what this is, this pole with a tree on top. I stitched this big turkey looking boat, whatever that is. I finished off the end of this piece, stitched this and put in these couple little fish. Then I moved over here and I stitched this guy and this, and then I started working down here. And then I started working across there. So I got quite a bit of that. I know it's sideways now, but it's the easiest way I can show it to you up close. So I did get quite a bit of that done in the few days that I picked that up and worked on that. So that's where that one is. I'm stitching that 1/1 on 25 count antique white Lugana, and it's using Silks for You hand-dyed silk. After that one, I got the urge to work on Death by Cross Stitch. So I pulled that one out, and I got quite a little bit done on this one as well. It's still on my Q-snap here, but there it is. So this is Death by Cross Stitch, and this is DMC 939, and I know on the camera it shows up almost as black, but it's actually really, really dark navy. I had already stitched this piece here in the center, so I was coming down here on the corner. So what I did was I finished this border piece. I found a mistake here because people had mentioned before that this border is not, they thought there was a mistake in the border because it's not repetitive. As you can see, there's like a dot and a dot and a dot, and then no dot. There's this leafy, funny looking bit here, and then it goes back to the dots and the dots again. But if you notice, I don't think that's actually a mistake, because as you're coming down the side, the same sort of thing occurs here. And of course, I had gotten into the habit of doing this and this and this and this, and then I realized that I had messed this up, so I ripped this back to here and then restitched it down. I joined up this border here. I stitched in these 3 flower motifs because this actually cuts off here. This is where the bit with the alphabet is below this. And then I stitched all the way across here, and I think I might have finished off this. I'm not sure if this was done or not. I think part of this was done, but I don't know if I had it finished to the bottom. So yeah, so I stitched that across there. So that's where that motif is. Death by cross stitch. I have decided that I am leaving most of the back stitching out of this piece. There's supposed to be back stitching in between all of this. There's supposed to be back stitching in these flowers, like this one. I don't like it. Not on the 25 count. I find it's too clustered. I will continue to do the back stitching for the details on things like this and the little birds, any place else that it shows up, but for filling in motifs, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave them out like this. I like the look of that much better. It's much cleaner looking, much more neat. So yes, that's where Death by Cross Stitch is. Really pleased with the progress I put in on that this month. So then the next thing I started to work on was, while Darren and Marshall were away at Scout Camp in Ottawa, I pulled out my Stitch Rovia pieces, my secret stitching that I'm doing for them. And I know the last time I showed it to you, I think I only had, I don't know, I didn't have very much done. So I'm stitching 2 of these simultaneously because I'm doing one as a gift and one for us. So I have 2 of them here. So this is the progress on ours, the one I'm keeping for us. Not that it really matters because they're identical. But this is where this one is. I've gotten a lot done. I did the word. I filled in the Parliament building. The 2 shields. I believe this is the coat of arms. I think that's for the city of Toronto, the coat of arms. It's actually in the City Hall, I think. I think this is a shield for, I'm not sure if it's the St. George Society, which is the largest philanthropic organization in Canada. That might be what that is. It's like a cream and red color shield. Grazing cattle, the fleur-de-lis, a stalk of wheat in the field representing the prairies, the CN Tower. This is a logo for Niagara that represents Niagara Falls. And then this is the bottom of a hockey skate. So that's where I am on that one. On the second one, I got it all caught up. Okay, so it has all the same stitching on it. Only this one I actually managed to get the hockey skate done. So that's completed. And now I'm starting to work on this is going to be a fishing vessel, a long liner. Actually goes in here. So that's that. So yeah, I'm enjoying stitching this. I got some black fuzzy on it there. I don't know what that's from. So I'm really enjoying doing these. I really like the designs of these. So they're coming together quite well. That was all my regular stitching, like my regular stuff that you've seen me work on before. And then I picked up an extra piece. And so this is going to be a piece that you're going to see me working on a lot. If you're following me on Instagram, which is at Pam's Crafty Corner, you will have already seen this piece. Jay, who goes by Mortuary Stitches on Flosstube and also goes by Mortuary Stitches on Instagram. Jay is going through a little bit of a rough time. She has some very serious health issues right now. She already had some health issues that she was dealing with tremors and shaking and all that sort of stuff. And now on top of everything else, she's been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. which she's been fairly open about and has already posted about it on her Instagram and everything. So I'm not giving away anybody's news there, but she's very unwell and she's having a little bit of a rough go. But she's still in really good spirits. Like she's really strong and very determined that, you know, she's going to beat this, and she's got surgery scheduled now, I think, for the 22nd of August, which is great, we're into August now, so we're only looking at less than 3 weeks now till her surgery, unless they move it up. But I don't know if any of you watch her videos or not, but quite some time ago, she had purchased a full coverage kit for herself. And it was a Gecko Rouge kit. And she decided that she was going to start stitching that. And she started it on the fabric that she ordered with her kit, which was a 25 count, I don't know if it's called Easy Guide or Magic Guide, that comes with the kit. I don't know if it says in here. No, it doesn't. Anyway, maybe it didn't come with the fabric and she bought the fabric separately. I don't know. But it's a 25 count fabric anyway, and it's already pre-gridded, like the lines are already on it. Anyway, she started the kit and she was having some trouble with it. She started it and she accidentally started stitching over 2, I think. So all the stitching she had done had to be ripped back out, and then she kind of got frustrated with it, and she didn't know if a full coverage piece would be for her, but she absolutely loves the design of this piece. And it's Folk Witch, it's called, by Gecko Rouge. So Michelle Garrett, Bendy Stitchy, decided that she would do a solid for Jay and offered to start the piece for her. So Jay packed up her kit and mailed it off to Michelle, and Michelle restarted it and got the piece going on the 25 count fabric. The intent then was to send it back to Jay, and so Jay could continue stitching from there. So I also wanted to help out because, as you all know, I love full coverage pieces. I stitch a lot of full coverage stuff, and I enjoy working on full coverage pieces. So I sent Jay a message and I said, you know, when you get your piece back from Michelle, if you start to stitch it and you find you're struggling with it again or you're having issues with it, let me know. I would love to finish stitching it for you. Like I'll do the piece. I'll stitch the entire thing. I think that was probably in a week where she was having a bit of a rough time, and anyway, she sent me back a message and she thanked me oh so much for the offer, and said that right now she just doesn't think that she has the head space to concentrate on it the way she thinks that piece is going to need it. So if I was offering to stitch it for her, then she would kindly take me up on that offer, and instead of Michelle packing it up and sending it back to her and then her having to send it to me, she would just get Michelle to send it straight to me. So the 22nd of July, I got off work at 8 o'clock that morning, and just as I was getting ready to go to bed, my husband checked the mailbox and he said, "Oh, there's a package here for you." And it was Jay's Gecko Rouge kit. So I was all excited and I said, okay, but I have to go to sleep. I can't touch it until I get some sleep in my body because I'll frig something up for sure. So he went ahead and laid it on the bench. I went to bed and I got up like 3 hours later and it was my first day off and I dove right into it. So the first thing I did was I resorted the floss because I like to work from a baggie system. So I just labeled all the baggies and put them all in a box so they were all labeled. I still have the leftover floss in the bag here. I have the chart and everything in this bag. So this is Jay's Folk Witch. This is the design by Gecko Rouge. It's a really nice piece actually. And This is the first Gecko Rouge kit I've ever seen, like, you know, in person. It's stitched on 25 count, so as you can see, that's going to equate to almost 13.5 by 19.5 when it's done, and it's full coverage. So that's it. So when it arrived from Michelle, she already had a fair bit of stitching done on page 1, which she decided to start in the center so that the piece could be worked out and we would know it would be centered properly on the fabric and all that sort of stuff. So she started it handy about here. I'll insert a picture of where this piece was when I received it and what it looked like then. And this is actually the kit, the actual chart and all of that sort of stuff, and the instructions and the floss list. The only thing, I like the chart. I'm just going to show you a corner of a page or a piece of a page. It's really quite large. Like the blocks are a nice size, so they're very easy to follow and very easy to see. All the pages are numbered. Very easy to follow your progress. There's one thing I don't like about this kit, and it's this. Your floss all comes on a floss card. Okay. Comes on a floss card. And they use DMC floss. And then the extra floss comes in baggies with a number on them. The issue I have with the kit, it's DMC floss, so why not use the DMC numbers in the floss list or in your labeling system? They don't do that. Your colors are all numbered just 1 through, in this case, 1 through 81. So let's say I run out of color number 55. I have no idea what DMC number that is. The only way I would have to contact Gecko Rouge and say, can you send me more of color 55? It would just be so easy for me to pull floss from my stash to finish it off. Or better still, this is actually kitted up to be stitched. I'll show you the top of this page here. 25 count 2/1. So 25 count 2/1. I'm stitching at 25 count 1/1. So I'm only going to use half the floss. So what do I do with the half that's left over? I don't know what DMC numbers they are, so I can't put them with my stash. Do you know what I mean? Like, I find that odd that they would not have a list of the DMC numbers. Like, you know, I don't even see where 310 would be on this, for example. Well, let's say this symbol was black, and instead of 1, they said 310. Like, to me, that makes more sense. Other than that, the kit was great. Everything was there that I'm going to need. So I've already inserted a picture of what it looked like when Michelle sent it to me. It's still on my frame downstairs, so I don't want to take it off the frame because I'm still working on it. Today is day 12. So I've got 12 days, well, I've got 11 days worth of stitching done on this clip that I'm going to insert. So I'll insert the clip here. Okay guys, so I didn't want to take this off my frame, so I'm just showing it to you here. So this is where Jay's Folk Witch is. Oh, sorry for the shaking there. I finished page 1, which is actually, I don't know, page, I want to say this is page, I don't know what this page was, but it's in the middle of the chart anyway. Finished this page, and now I'm working up to page 15. Little itty bitty, teeny tiny stitches. There we go. So this is stitched on 25 count, stitching it 1/1. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. Jay had a needle minder to go with it. So I've actually stitched this section here with a little bit of the L showing on the book and the spine and this part of the book, and now I'm working my way up through this part of the book, and I don't know if you can see this brooch on her neck. That's what this circular piece is right here. And here's the spine of the book, and there's the L and the U and part of the moon on that side of the book, and this pattern on the other side of the book. So yeah, that's where it is. Progress rise. If you want to follow my progress on this, you can check it out on Instagram. Like I said before, I've been posting pictures daily on that as I've been adding to it so that Jay can see the progress. Alrighty. Chat with you soon. Bye. So that's where it is. So now I'm going to work on that again this evening and try and get a couple more colors done on that page number 2. So yeah, in 12 days, I've gotten quite a bit done on that piece, and I'm really enjoying it. Stitching with a purpose really increases my motivation to work on a piece. And I'm really enjoying working on this piece for Jay. You know, I'm putting as much positive energy into this piece as I absolutely can. I've posted pictures every day of it on my Instagram. I set up a private album just that her and I can see on my Facebook. So every day I've been writing a note to her explaining what I did today, how many colors I added, what page I'm working on, and I've posted today's progress on that album so that she can see it. And just so I'll have something when it's all said and done and I send it back to her, finished, I actually made a journal for my Mortuary that I can track the progress in here, and I'm actually, oh my gosh. So I'm actually just keeping a little journal. At the end of every day, I just write down basically what I did that day, what the weather was like here, how I was thinking about her. Yeah. Quirky little notes to myself about the project, anything like that. I'm going to keep it in that journal. So at the end of the day, I'll have this journal, and she'll get the piece back, all stitched and done. So there you go. That's my Folk Witch project, which is actually Jay's Folk Witch project that I'm stitching as a surrogate stitcher, I guess. So Jay has herself a surrogate stitcher for her piece. That's that. As Michelle says, Bendy Stitchy, sprinkle stitchy kindness. That's how I'm sprinkling some stitchy kindness right now. It's stitching with a purpose. It does something to me. I really enjoy that, and it's not just stitching for the sake of stitching. I enjoy that too, but yeah, at the end of the day, Jay will have her piece back, and she'll be able to enjoy it, and she'll be able to, love looking at it, hopefully, once I get it finished, and I will have the pleasure of having stitched it for her. So, there you go. I did have just a couple other things I wanted to mention. I did have some notes here, but I don't know what I did with those now because... okay. So I spoke about my whips. I spoke about the Witch Project. So Rachel Danowitz did a giveaway, the Hipster Stitcher. Hipster Stitcher? Oh my gosh. I'll put a link to her channel down below. She did a giveaway and I won it. I was so excited, but it was for a gift certificate to 123 Stitch. So thank you so much, Rachel. I was over the moon. Couldn't believe I won it. I actually have a couple of things in mind from 123 Stitch that I want to get. One of them is a piece of 28 count fabric for another Haid that I want to start, 4 seasons. So I want a piece of 28 count fabric for that. That's in my wish list already. And then I'm going to purchase some Krennic and maybe some Petite Treasure braid. I'm not sure, but I'm going to get the Krennic that I need to finish off a couple of Mirabilias I have downstairs. I have actually it's not Mirabilia, I think it's a Nora Corbett, Dragonfly that I had gotten from Ingeborg from Stitch Too Far. She had sent me a Dragonfly with some Krennic included, so I'm going to get whatever other Krennic I need to finish that piece off with. And so that will be all kitted up then. And I also have the Nora Corbett, the Christmas Courier. I have the sleigh, the Santa's sleigh. I have the fabric for that piece already, but I don't have any of the Krennic or anything. So I want to get whatever other floss I need for that piece. So that'll all be on my 123 Stitch order. So thank you very much, Rachel. And then I ended up getting a package in the mail. Totally unexpected. I opened my mailbox and there was a parcel there. And I was thinking, I have no idea who this is from because number one, I didn't order anything. And number two, oh, hang on now, we got sparklies going everywhere. Michelle, I know you had the same issues with the package you received in the mail. I did not wake up with any of these glitter pieces stuck to my face as you did, but they were all over my dining room because that's where I opened the envelope and everything came out. I got a Sprinkle Stitchy Kindness package from Jay with a little thank you note. And she said, "Hi Pam, you've been sprinkled with Stitchy Kindness. Love from Jay and Danielle, Mortuary Stitches and Stitcherista." So I think the package actually came from Jay, but if memory serves me right, when she got a package in the mail from Danielle, there was a chart that Jay had already had, and she said that she was going to pass on the love to somebody else. So I think that's why she said Danielle, because I think one of these charts was actually originally gifted to Jay from Stitcherista, but I don't know which one. So this is what I got in the package. There were sprinkles everywhere. I had stars and moons and pumpkins and ghosties all over my dining room. Then there were a couple of really cool charts. So there was this one. Here There Be Monsters. I think this is so cute. Antique Celtic Sampler by Elizabeth's Needlework Designs. We've all seen this. I know Lindy Stitches did this one, remember? I just think that's adorable. So I will be stitching that. Then there was a Prairie Schooler, book number 165, Sweeping Cobwebs. I just think this is adorable as well. Love this. And I think these are so cute. And you can stitch them like that, or I'm sure you could stitch them as individual pieces like this. Sorry about the glare, but I'm not going to bother pulling this out of the package. I just think that is I just think that's lovely. This is the first Prairie Schooler I've seen like this. Like I have Prairie Schoolers, but they're on the, I guess they're from the original like printing of them. So they're like a cardboard. They're more like this kind of thing where they're like a folder, like a cardboardy type thing. And this is like paper in a package. Doesn't matter. It's still great. Still going to be able to stitch it. And then there was this. Look, I even have stars stuck in this. This is a kit. Mystery cross stitch gift. It's from River Drift House. I can't see the name of it. River Drift House Needlework Designs, and it's called A Thing of Beauty. I really like that. I like it's different. The colors are different than something I would normally stitch, I think. But it reminds me of some of the samplers. The colorway reminds me of some of the samplers that Allie's been stitching from Allie's Stitching Studio that I absolutely love. Like the ones that she's been doing that she's turning into cushions and stuff. So A Thing of Beauty is a joy forever. And it came with the Ada and the threads. And it only takes 11 colors. So I just think that is sweet. Really sweet. So thank you so much, Jay, for sending that package to me. It's, you know, was totally unexpected, but it totally warmed my heart and put a smile on my face. Not just for the day, but for the whole week. And there goes my dog walking, because she sees another dog walking up the road. So with that all said and done, I think that's everything. Hang on a second. So yeah, so that's everything I had to show. My plans for August, I'm going to keep working on Jay's Folk Witch and see how much I can get done on that. When I do want to rotate it out with something, I will be concentrating on my Stitch Rovia Canada samplers, and I will be concentrating on Record Girls. So I'll be swapping in Record Girls here and there, but my main focus is going to be Jay's piece because I would really, really like to get that done and get that knocked out. I did my father's full coverage piece in like 9 months or something like that. 8 or 9 months. So, and that wasn't steady working on it. Like I was switching that out with Record Girls and some other things I was stitching. So I should be able to get Jay's piece done if I really concentrate on it. So we'll see how we go. I'm going to stitch on it until I not get bored with it, but you know, until I'm just not feeling it. And then I'll switch it out with my Record Girls piece and then swap it back for Folk Witch again and see how much I can get done. So thank you so much for all the comments, you know, all the likes and the subscribes. If you want to follow me on Instagram so you can see my progress on all my pieces, I do post on there regularly, almost every day, if not every day, every second day. And that's at Pam's Crafty Corner. And until next time, have fun, get some stitching done, and I'll see you on the interwebs. Take care. Bye.